up guys, what is up and welcome back to ARK Survival Evolved. There was an update while I was gone and I'm finally back from vacation, a week of missing out. I know, I'm so sorry that I was gone. I really missed making videos, so I'm so happy to be back and making some more for you guys. So the first thing I wanted to do is go over something added in the updates whilst I was gone. And that's this pretty little guy over here, the Terror Bird. Look at him, look how terrifying it is. Besides the fact it looks like a smaller Dodo Rex and or bigger Dodo. And kind of like, I don't know, not too terrifying, but I mean, depending on your definition of terror, you could induce it. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Terror Bird a little bit, what it is, what it does, and yada yada. So the Terror Bird here, if we go ahead, I think I have potentially this to show it off. If not, no worries, I can talk about it. I just want to check because I just force tamed this guy. Didn't actually do the super real taming. But if we go into him, we can go ahead and see some stats. This is a low level Terror Bird, so this is going to be relatively base stats. These will of course scale as it goes higher. 270 health, 192 stamina, 150 oxygen, 1500 food, 120 weight, so really not a lot of weight there to carry out. 125% melee damage, 120 movement speed, and 350 topor. So with that amount of topor, it's probably going to take a couple of trank arrows. I think a trank arrow does like 100 topor. Don't quote me on that though, it might be like 50, but it's you gotta add up to like 350 topor before you can knock it out. So nothing too outrageous. Here's the thing though about Terror Birds. If we can go ahead and spawn one in, because I have the command right here. Summon Terror Bird character. As you can see, it is naturally aggressive to us. Like literally as soon as we get close, this thing is just chasing us. And I'm running away right now, full speed. It's keeping up with us pretty well. But if we want to fight it off, we go ahead, hit it a couple times, and it's really not super terrifying. Okay, well, it's taking a bit more to kill than I actually expected here. But it took like a good 7-8 pokes with us. I do have God mode on. I could turn that off very quickly to show you the damage they can inflict in the wild, and hopefully it doesn't end up murdering us. But you can see there, it's able to inflict, I mean, a little bit of damage. Okay, it's not going down. That's weird. God off? Oh, no, I never had to mess with God mode like that. No, now it's not even hitting us. Okay, maybe it's... Might be because of infinite stats. Is that it? I don't know, that's weird. It's not damaging me. Okay, it is. It really is not doing much damage. However, to be fair, I do have like all the riot armor on. As we take that off, you can actually see it begin to do a little bit of damage here. It does like, what, 15, 20 damage. So kind of think of it as like a bigger, faster Dillo, but really, you can easily kill this thing. I mean, it is a low level too, only level 10. We can kill this thing before it gets to us. It was able to do a little bit of damage, but you can probably see them from a distance and stay away. But if they're able to track you down and potentially higher level, you're going to have trouble running away from them unless you have a mount and whatnot. Anyways, let's go back to infinite stats. So we can have that going. And let's go over this guy. So, like I said, it's so poor, it's not going to be too insane to knock out. Let's go ahead and tame. I can actually just go ahead and summon up another one here to showcase that for you. We got some trank arrows. He's going to be hitting us. I'm going to just... Oh no, that Terror... Okay, you know what? The Terror Birds are getting into it. Oh god, did not expect this. Okay, well, you know what? That one's going to go and get destroyed by just about everything. I'll walk away a little bit to do that. But anyways, what they're good for the most part, might as well talk about some of the stuff while we do the taming to showcase how much it'll take. What they're pretty much good for is a fast, they can kind of fly. I'll showcase that in a little bit, at least from the dossier. And but they're kind of like a scout is what they're good at, like little a better scout. It's not gonna, you know, it's not, you don't want it to be your fighter, but it serves to be a pretty good scout, and it's pretty quick. It can do like light skirmishes, I guess, and here you can see how many trank arrows it's taken us. A little bit more than I expected, but it's actually starting to run away there. Since we got enough tranks into it, you can kind of estimate. And okay, he's gonna either kill himself or run away, unless I snipe him. Yeah, he's getting away. All right. Well, you can actually estimate because they start running away whenever their topor is really low or their health is really low. It took us about 7-8 trank arrows to get that low. But once they start running away, you're gonna want to chase them in some way, shape, or form. So good luck, have fun with that. Once they're tamed, though, let's go back to our guy over here. You need to get the saddle for him. The saddle is unlocked at level 25. And what it takes to craft one up, do we need a workbench for it? No, we don't. You can just craft it up right here. 110 fiber, no, 110 hide, 65 fiber, 20 wood. Really not too expensive of one, and really, it's kind of a low-level mountain. I mean, if you have armor, it's not even going to be that lethal of a guy. I mean, with all of our riot stuff, he was barely doing anything to us. But then again, we have a 650, you know, rating, which is pretty high. But let's go ahead and hop onto this bad boy for the first time. And, oh, forgot. We're really, really heavy. Why are we that heavy again? Is it beer? No. I actually don't know what's making us so heavy. We only have 105 pounds. This isn't a whole lot. I'm going to go and put away some stuff on, like, the Gallimimus then. Just so we can, just not have to worry about that, I guess. I guess we have a good amount of stuff that we shouldn't. So, I mean, that gives you a general idea in regards to what weight you can have on you when you're doing stuff with it. Because, kind of, sort of, you got to be pretty light. Unless you get a higher level one, of course, where that will scale. But now we're running on it. He kind of seems to be a little bit slow. So I'm actually going to take off the riot gear as well, since I'm guessing that's a good amount of pounds here. Yeah, it's easily, what, like 30 pounds altogether? So we can take all of that off, put that bad boy away, and now let's hop on the Terror Bird to give us a relatively accurate representation of how fast the guy is. And as you can see here, relatively fast. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. It's no Gallimimus, it's no kangaroo, but it has a little bit of speed to it. And, well, I mean, quickly, how much weight do I have? It's got a couple pounds of meat on it, and 37 pounds. I don't know how much weight are we taking up right now. Literally 15 pounds. So this is, yeah, this is a pretty good representation. This is how fast it is. This is a low level, of course. But if you go ahead and jump with him, he is a little bit of a flyer. And this uses up stamina, but that is the very special thing about the Terror Bird, is that when he jumps, he can do more than jump. So let's go ahead, let this, I mean, as you guys can tell from the stats, he's not the biggest fighter. Sure, you can maybe stat him to be a good fighter. But this guy is awesome in that he's kind of a hybrid in the flying, running category. And if you up the movement speed, he'll be a pretty good mover, runner too. Right now he's like an okay runner, but the special thing about him, let's say you're like coming up on a chasm and you're running away from like a T-Rex or something, right? Well, let's try and get to the other side of this mountain without falling or hitting, like, well, let's pretend there's like a chasm in between us, right? So if we were like on a Gallimimus, we could jump. And that's it, right? Well, with the Terror Bird and its little itty bitty wings right there, we can do a little bit more than that. We can go ahead and jump, and if you hold space, you can kind of convince him to stay airborne a little bit. And not only that, this will save you from fall damage. So let's say you run off a mountain, as long as you're kind of flapping your wings. And also, actually, to test this out, if we run off something but don't start flapping right away, can we start flapping later on? You can flap at any point in time while you're in the air. Although we kind of ran out of stamina there. So pretty much what happens is you could potentially jump off a mountain. And only when you start getting a little bit lower, you could actually begin to flap. And you should be able to save yourself from fall damage. So this is where the Terror Bird comes in handy at what he is good at doing. Which is just that very special running, flying ability that makes him a very, very mobile mount, because he's the only one to really have anything resembling fly. It's gliding. There we go. Gliding. That's the word I was looking for. Anything to resemble gliding, but as we can see here, he'll start falling. You're going to begin flapping, though, and he won't take that fall damage, which is awesome news for us. And actually, depending on when you begin flapping, I think as soon as you start flapping, it kind of locks in your downward falling speed, if that makes sense. So it's kind of hard to explain, but that's the one thing I noticed when I was jumping off here. So I'm going to try and show that off for you guys here. Let's jump off something a little bit bigger here. Or let's jump off one of these rocks, right? And we're not going to start flapping right away. We're going to do it when we start going down. Okay, no, we ran out of stamina. God damn it. Yeah, just got to watch out with the stamina on this guy. It's not the biggest. You could stat it to be more, though. But what I mean by that is I think as soon as you begin flapping, it's not that you begin slowing down, it's that you stop speeding up. So if you start flapping at the apex of your jump, he's not going to be losing too much height. However, if you begin flapping later on while you're falling in the jump, whenever you begin flapping, that's kind of the falling speed you'll get locked into. Let's see if I can demonstrate that here. Or shows a better spot to do that in. But if we let the stamina go out, we'll jump, falling down a little bit, and if we begin gliding, he's still falling down pretty quickly. If you saw there, we weren't able to stay airborne for too long, but if we go up and begin gliding right at the apex of the jump, we're really barely falling. Like, really, we barely are falling. We could just do like 360s here. Okay, if you turn, I think you actually fall a little bit slower. But that's kind of how it goes, which is interesting. that you don't actually slow down when he does that, but it just kind of keeps you from speeding up too much and gives you that airtime you need. But that's where the Terror Bird comes in handy, and really all that there is to show off about it. If we right click, nothing happens. Left click, we get a little beak attack. But you're not going to you don't really want to fight with this guy. This is going to be awesome for scouting out other bases and running, because if you have to jump off something steep, literally if there's like a T-Rex chasing you off like this mountaintop or something. This is actually a pretty cool example. I'll show you this. Let's say you're getting chased by a T-Rex right behind you. He's going to try and kill you. And you have a lot of stamina. You can still go flying, right? Jump here, and you just begin flying. Alright, you know what? Look behind you. Guess what? Ain't no T-Rex catching up to this. Although this would be a lot more useful if you actually landed somewhere where the T-Rex couldn't get you. But here's the thing. Your stamina, it doesn't run out super quickly. It does kind of stay for a little while you're flapping. But you're probably going to run out. But yeah, that's about it for the Terror Bird. There's not much else to go on about with it. But that's kind of what it is. If you want the fastest mount, by no means is this who you want to go for. The fastest, I still think, is the Gallimimus. But if you kind of want that, and also to actually show you how quickly the movement speed goes up by, it goes up by 3%. It's pretty modest. But if you do want that special gliding ability, this is the only one that can, only dinosaur that can glide. And it does definitely come in handy with some of the places you can jump up and jump across. That's really what he comes in handy for. And if you have enough stamina, you could probably jump off that mountain and just fly down majestically and be really badass. But yeah, other than that, I think that's going to do it for me. If I forgot anything about this guy, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below so I can hopefully try and remedy it and let you guys know by replying in the comments or addressing it in the next video, something along those lines. But other than that, it's awesome to be back. Can't wait to get some more videos out for you guys and take things from there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video as always, and hopefully see you in the next one.